Afternoon. I was almost late. That would not have been good, would it? That would not have been good. And I'm a bit bright because the light's right in my light. Is that better? I don't know whether that's any better. Nah, it's rubbish pick, isn't it? Anyway, hello, good afternoon, welcome. Let me pull my chair a little bit closer to the phone. Friday afternoon, this is a bit of a novelty. I don't usually do Facebook Lives on a Friday afternoon, but it's a funny week, isn't it? It's a funny week. Some people are back, some people are not back, some people are dipping a toe in, some people are dreading having to dip their toe in back into the work world. So I thought, well, we'll just hop on, we'll see who's with us, and we'll do a bit of a live. So hello to the person who's joined me, thank you. Anybody else who just rocks in, if you click the like button somewhere down there in the corner, you can't see that because down there in the corner, that corner, there's a little blue thumbs up, just to say you're here. Lovely to have you with us. I thought before, I have been conscious of the continuous stream of offers and encouragement and new year, new you stuff that's out there at the moment. And, that's fine. But I'm a bit bored. I'm a bit bored already of it. So I thought, do you know what? We're going to do something different. I'm not going to come on and sell. Not going to come on and tell you what I can do to help you in your New Year stuff. I just thought we'd start New Year. We've had quite a lot of new members to the group. I'm going to flag up a little bit about me, and then over the course of the next couple of days we're going to do Social Saturday and Social Sunday. So it's going to be a bit of a introduce yourself, tell us who you are, tell us what you do, tell us where your pain points are, before we sort of crack on into the joy that is January next week. So for those of you who have never seen me on a live, I do these quite a lot. I can talk. I used to be paid to talk for a living. That's what you do as a lawyer. So they're always a bit rambly and a bit, chatty, but it's really so that you get to see the face behind the avatar. This is me. I'm Heather. I am a non-practicing solicitor. I was a practicing solicitor for about 20 years. Until about 4 or 5 years ago when I set up Stamford Gould and I became the legal fairy godmother to the wedding industry. That was not my idea. That was not my title. I did not give myself that beautiful header. A client described me as such and I thought, that's blooming brilliant. I'll have that. Thank you very much. And that's where the avatar was born from. And we have 2 pages on Facebook. We've got this page, which is the Stamford Gould page, and then we've also got a Facebook group called Your Legal Fairy Godmother, and you are very welcome if you are on one page to join the other and vice versa. At the moment, both pages have a bit of a mix of stuff. Over the last 12 weeks prior to Christmas, we've been doing spotlight sections on the Your Fairy Godmother page, highlighting particular wedding suppliers and some of the legal issues and contractual issues that apply to them. So if you're joining us and you haven't looked back through the feed, they're all tagged with a little tag. If you go to the page, find the tag that's relevant to your supplier, and you will find, I hope, some useful information in there from a legal contractual perspective. There's also general stuff on there. There's some testimonials so that you know I'm not making this up, genuinely are helping people. And there's also some sort of general legal advice for all wedding suppliers that comes from me, sort of around GDPR, around general contractual questions, and hopefully there's some stuff in there for you. So the New Year planning thing, it's hot topic, isn't it, in social media? Everyone's trying to decide how they get their ducks in a row, what they're supposed to be doing, what they did badly last year should be doing better, what they did well last year should be doing more of. Oh my God, it's just overwhelming, isn't it? And we've posted stuff like that too, because we're not immune to that. But I sort of thought there's no need to do a live about that. There's plenty of material. I'll drop a couple of things in the feed if you want to have a look at that. You are very welcome. But I thought it'd be much better to know who's in the group, who's around, what you're doing, and how we can help one another, as well as how I can help you. So tomorrow we're going to run Social Saturday, which will be a feed of just, drop in, tell us who you are, pop some information on. Probably do something similar on Sunday, might twist it around. It's as if I'd thought about this. Of course I haven't thought about it. I've just rocked on and said, yeah, let's do social weekend. What's been brilliant this week, though, and I'd really like to see more of this if you're watching this. I've had a couple of people in the group who've just shoved a question on, said, what do I do about that, Heather? Brill. Charlotte on Monday posted a question about what sort of contract she needed for a particular situation. Andy this afternoon has posted a question about deposits and booking fees. That perennial argument that goes round and round and round and round in Facebook. Nobody really knows the answer. We have given you the answer, I hope. So if you've got questions like that, just stick them in the feed. You don't have to wait for a moment. You don't have to wait for a particular thread. Just bung them in and we'll come around to answering them eventually. So Social Saturday and Sunday this weekend, and then next week we're going to start into January proper, and I'll give you a little sneaky preview of what's coming up in the next few weeks. So next week we're going to be talking about interns. So if you are wedding planners, have a lot of these guys who come to help out on the day. And there's a real mix of experiences around whether they're paid, whether they're volunteers, they're trying to get experience. What is their legal status, and what do you need to be careful of if you have people like that working in your business. So we're going to talk about that next week. And then the rest of the month we're going to be talking about collaborations, which is a topic that's very hot in this sort of off wedding season, because lots of people are doing things like styled shoots and collaborating with other suppliers, find out what they do, see if they can be recommended to their customers and the like. So we're going to talk about collaborations and what sort of contractual issues there are around jointly or acquiring services from someone else to deliver to your particular customer. So, for example, if you are a wedding planner and you acquire the services of a florist to help you in the delivery of that particular event, what sort of contractual questions are there around that collaboration? So we're going to do a whole series about collaborations, and then moving into February, I'm going to be talking about styled shoots in particular and the sort of legal issues around styled shoots, because I see lots and lots of posts on social media about, come and do this style shoot with me. I'm looking for a cake maker and a shoemaker and a, I don't know, an umbrella designer. I don't know, the usual stuff. It's all very relaxed. It's all very, I'm not going to say, it's not unprofessional. Of course it's not unprofessional, but it's quite loose is the word, loose, from an organisational and certainly from a contractual perspective. And that's great if it all goes brilliantly. But what if it doesn't? What if you have a disaster? What if you have a fallout? What if it doesn't go the way you want and it's not a collaboration at all, it's just an utter catastrophe? I hope it isn't for you, but what do you do? Because there's rarely paperwork, there's rarely a contract, there's rarely anything in place. And I've had a couple of customers who said to me, well, I shelled out quite a lot of money, apart from my time, which I gave for nothing, but I shelled out quite a lot of money, some of whom have been promised to be paid back expenses. What do I do? What do I do about that? So we're going to talk about style shoots and some of the issues around style shoots. That's our programme for February. So that's in a nutshell what we're going to be doing for the next couple of months. Social weekend this weekend, so looking forward to seeing people, being introduced to people, putting people in touch with other people, hopefully, that would be great. And then we start the programme of collaboration into styled shoot issues next week. So post your pictures, post your info, post your questions. There's no hard and fast rules about what you can and can't post in this group, except that it's the usual: no promos, no nonsense, no being horrible and rude to people. Let's respect one another, let's be nice to one another. Kindness goes a long way, I find. But we're all here to be more visible and to let's be blunt. Let's do some business. Let's do some business. That's good. There's no shame in that. So if you're with us and you can join us over the weekend, come and tell us who you are and what you do. If I can help, get on the feed and ask me the questions. If you don't want to do it on the feed because it's a question that's probably a little bit business sensitive, that's okay. You've got my DM, you've got my mobile number, you've got every single possible method of communication there is. Just crack on there and drop me a message. Now, hello, Mrs. Val Masterson, who's joined me from the start. I haven't got my glasses on, so I've been... Right, now I've got my glasses on and now I can read who's on the screen. So I know Val's with me and I can see there are now 2 people on the feed and they've been coming and going. So thank you for joining me. Press the blue button down there. Pop questions in the feed if you can. I am very much looking forward to working with you, Mrs. M, in the next month or so. We will save that off the live. We don't need to worry about that, but that will be good. So keep watching this space for what's happening, and please speak. Don't be a side watcher, don't be an observer, don't be a passive person in a group. It's social media for a reason. It's designed for people to interact and chat with one another. So please come along. Do join us. I'm going to share this to the Fairy Godmother page, and I look forward to speaking to, writing to, texting to, DMing to some of you over the course of the coming weeks. Take care. Have a good weekend. Bye.